Hey, good evening, guys. Welcome to a very impromptu episode of the BCP. We're going to talk Money in the Bank. We're going to do a little clip show as we get back on track here, get things rolling again. Real quick, not to start on a solemn note, just want to shout out our guy who we lost, I guess a couple weeks ago, Michael Vacchiano, my best friend since the age of 4 and chosen brother, the man who came up with the term Bob Culture when we were naming this podcast, and he was here very early on since we started it, was a big part of this, just was a big part of everything that we've grown into, from interviewing talent on the independent level to the national level to going to conventions to press boxes. None of this happens without Vac, but more importantly, he was my best friend, my brother. We went through life together through the age of 4. And unfortunately, he passed away unexpectedly, tragically, around 2 weeks ago. So this one's dedicated to him, as I think many episodes are going to be going forward, and we're going to share some memories of Vac along the way. But my best friend, gone too soon. We miss him terribly. We're getting back on track. And if you guys could just indulge me for a minute before we get into our Money in the Bank picks, just in the link in the description here, there's a GoFundMe for Mike's wife, Megan, and their 2 kids. Tessa and Nicholas. So if you guys could click the link, check it out, read about everything, and if you guys want to donate a buck or two to the cause, that would be awesome, because that's what we do here on the BCP. And Mike, the show won't be the same without you. I won't be the same without you. We love you. We miss you. And we're going to keep our heads up and move forward, because that's what you want, man. Love you, brother. Guys, enjoy.
Hello, BCP Universe. It's been a hot ass second since I've been on this channel, but we have a very special weekend because it is Money in the Bank season, which means one man and one woman will climb a ladder to get a guaranteed title opportunity any place, anytime, anywhere. And me, the voice of reason, is here to tell you exactly who you should pick for both those matches. For the men, there is so much going on with the participants in this one, but you have to give it to Jey Uso. First of all, he is on the poster. Second of all, there's so much marketing they could do with Yeet in the Bank. And like they've been saying on SmackDown in the kickoff, he was able to get across the border, so that should be alone the reason why he should win the Money in the Bank. And for the women's Money in the Bank, which has the opportunity to be the best women's Money in the Bank match of all time, it really comes down to either Naomi, Chelsea Green, or Tiffany Stratton. But I heard that this year it's Tiffy time, so I am gonna go with Tiffany Stratton to win this one, because when Nia Jax defeats Bayley at SummerSlam, Nia Jax and the Princess of the Ring, Tiffany Stratton, will go on a nice little feud into the fall and into 2025. And that is my predictions for Money in the Bank. Make sure to tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern on Peacock to see those 2 matches, as well as Seth Rollins and Damian Priest, and much, much more.
So when you talk about the women's ladder match, I think this is one of the more intriguing in the past couple of years, because the contestants, the women that are in it, if you will, other than Naomi, and obviously Io Sky because of last year, but really are like the fresh kind of future build that you're looking at towards the women's division in WWE. Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, Zoe Starks. Of course, you have Naomi, and Chelsea Green and Io Sky. And I know on a previous Bob Culture panel that I was on, we talked about how sick it would be for Naomi to win and have the glow briefcase, do it up, kind of like Damian did his, with being senior Money in the Bank. I don't know. So I have 2 trains of thought on this. My heart, because she is such the character and the team player, and I feel like she's been so cool with just kind of being made to be the joke and the butt of the jokes, if you will, for everything, is I would love to see Chelsea Green win and become Miss Money in the Bank. I think that would be phenomenal. I think with Triple H having the open mind right now and working with different indie companies and stuff like that, I wouldn't be above in a non-contractual one-off seeing, Cardona do some sort of a James Ellsworthian run-in. Obviously, if you look past that, it's obvious. Like the obvious idea is Piper Niven, right, coming in, and when the match is getting to where everybody's at their weakest and they're doing the sloth climb and all that, her coming in and helping. But either way, man, I know that Money in the Bank 9 out of 10 times leads to the next women's WWE champion, and you got to look at yourself and say, can you imagine Chelsea Green as the face of that particular revolution? And to that, I really only got one thing to say, and that's, look, why doesn't she deserve it? You know what I mean? The Hot Mess Express, she's put in the work, she's been in the companies, she's been studying. Her in-ring stuff is getting better. And here's the thing, her in-ring stuff is fantastic if that was the character she'd be allowed to play. In Lucha Underground, she had a match with Pentagon Zero, I think at the time, whatever. And I forget what her gimmick in Lucha Underground was. She was a luchador, obviously. But the match was like 5 stars. Like, she absolutely put it out there. So I'd love to see Chelsea Green win. That's like the controversial Lane makes a really stupid pick every show. Pick of the night is Chelsea Green for women's Money in the Bank. My thought is they're going to go with Tiffany Stratton. It's Tiffy time. I feel like they've built her up on a rocket ship. And I know there was some off TV controversy, some video clips of a couple off Keller comments that she may have made, and whatever. And I get it, right? And I'm sure that that's been addressed. I mean, they take those things pretty seriously, but I haven't really seen a decline in her push. Like, if she didn't make the ladder match, I would say, all right, maybe it's a bigger deal than people think. But at the end of the day, it's, trips. I just read an article about, like, when you call trips, it's like makes you a super mark, like you play basketball with them or whatever. But I believe Triple H has a sound business mentality. And I feel like, while Naomi makes sense from a experience point of view, Io, I just think she's got so much going on with Damage Control. If Damage Control doesn't turn on her and cost her the ladder match, I'm not sure how that works, or Alba, like somebody, right? But I think my heart says Chelsea Green. That's going to be my official pick. I'm thinking the WWE is going to lean more toward Tiffany Stratton, though. So either way, should be a hell of a match, and just some ridiculous spots in it. So can't wait to see how that goes. Thanks, Bob Culture family. I got one more pick, and that'll be coming up as soon as I make another wardrobe change, because this is like the Grammys, right? There's no rules. I'm recording.
All right, guys, real quick. I'm going to make, I think, my women's Money in the Bank ladder match pick. There's so many factors. I'm really excited for this PLE because there's so many women that could possibly walk out with this briefcase, and it's not an easy choice in my mind. And not to discredit any of the other women, but just 3 off the top of my head. We've been saying Naomi for a while, just so she could have that glow briefcase. I think that would be very good. I don't think they're going to go that direction right now. I think Naomi's going to be doing something different down the line. Big fan of Naomi for a long time. Tiffany Stratton, heavy favorite, getting pushed to the moon right now. Man, I could really see it. Makes a lot of sense. My lock of the night is she'll probably have the move of the match. She's going to do something crazy. Maybe that senton, that swanton off of a ladder or something crazy. And amazingly athletic, as is Naomi. So this match is going to be great. Io Sky. I'm very excited for the match itself. The stories that can be told. I think Chelsea Green winning could be a lot of fun. And just, do I see her cashing in and winning? Oh man, now I'm saying it out loud. I'm kind of changing my mind. The women's championship, I kind of do now. I was going to say no, because she's just never been booked that way before, but there's something there. She's super entertaining, and she likes being entertaining, and she does deserve to be a women's champion in WWE. I'm not talking tag team champion. So I think Chelsea Green winning could be a lot of fun. Oh, I think I'm going to pivot here. Let's go with Chelsea Green. I'm going to go with Chelsea Green. Tiffany Stratton's the obvious choice. Let's go on this ride. Let's tell some stories with Chelsea Green with this briefcase. Sorry, I'm thinking about it. I'm going to go Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green. It's going to be a great match.
What's up, BCB Plus? It's me, JP. And me, Luna. And I want to give my picks for Money in the Bank. Luna's gone. Maybe. Men's Money in the Bank is one I am not 100% certain on. My gut is saying Drew, but something tells me they're gonna pull like a giant change and go Carmelo, because I think CM Punk is gonna cost Drew. And they right now like Carmelo, so I'm gonna go Carmelo for the men. And for the women, I've been saying this all along, it's Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton, I think, is going to win the women's Money in the Bank. And I think she's going to cash in at SummerSlam on the winner of Nia and Bayley. So, I'm excited for the pay-per-view. It's one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year. And good luck, everybody.
Hey everybody, Mike Mueller here, senior editor of the BCP Plus website and the host of Sweet Chin Musings, here to tell you what to look for tomorrow's Money in the Bank pay-per-view. First of all, expect Damian Priest to hold on to his title, but Sami Zayn's not going to be so lucky. Braun Breaker is your new Intercontinental Champion. But of course, the reason everyone's tuning in, the Money in the Bank ladder matches. It is indeed Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton's going to be your women's Money in the Bank champion, and your men's Money in the Bank champion is going to be Drew McIntyre, who will win the briefcase, try to cash it in that night on Damian Priest, but get foiled by CM Punk. Look for Drew McIntyre to win and cash in tonight, but not leave the champion.
Happy Friday, Bob Culture family, but most importantly, happy Friday, Key Nation. It's your boy Wayne Keener, and we're going to kick off some Money in the Bank pre-recorded video pick clips for the show tonight. So everybody's going to jump on the massive men's Money in the Bank ladder match, and I'll get to that later in a different video. But the one that I find the most intriguing right now is Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental title. And the reason I say this is you draft Breaker up into the main roster. You make him just an untouchable monster. He destroys everything he touches. You feed him a bunch of enhancement talent. He mows through that. You know, you put him in a couple matches, none of which affect his how he comes off, because they've all been pretty interference ridden, right? You've had like Kaiser and, you know, back and forth, this and that. So I feel like this goes two ways. And since I'm not on a live panel where people could be like, no, you know, pick something, like I can do whatever the hell I want realistically. So, you know, in a perfect world, you keep Breaker strong. It's a match because like there's not many matches on the card, but he basically mows down Sami Zayn. I don't want to say it because, you know, I love Sami Zayn, but the journey for Zayn to get to Gunther, to beat Gunther, all of that, it was fantastic. Feel good moment. I was up there in the 200 sections in Philly. It was fantastic. But I feel like if you're going to take this new batch of talent and you're going to establish them as the dominant people they are, I feel like with a little bit of opposition to keep it interesting, you've got to let Braun Breaker mow through Sami Zayn. I think he does. I think he wins. I think Braun Breaker becomes your new Intercontinental Champion. I don't know where that leaves Zayn, right? Has he earned with the prestige of carrying the IC belt, has he earned a potential world championship run? Potentially. I don't know where that leaves him. I don't think Sammy needs a title to be relevant. I think he just needs a direction, right? And I think you got a number of things going you could do that with. I mean, of course, the other direction is the underdog, the Rocky story, the yo, we did it, and somehow Sami Zayn overcomes Braun Breaker. I hope that's not the case, only because I don't see you building such a dominant monster and beast in Braun just to have it taken away because of that feel-good moment. You know what I mean? Like, do I think Braun's better than Gunther? Not really. So do I think Braun beating Sammy overall makes him look different, stronger than Gunther? I don't. I think we're on two different sides of the spectrum. But for my first official pick for Money in the Bank, I am going to take Braun Breaker in a pretty decisive. I guess the only thing that could really ruin that is like Ludwig Kaiser, like somehow popping up and then, starting a program with Breaker and Kaiser. I just don't see the need for it. I'm going to stick to my guns on this one, and I'm going to say my first official pick is Braun Breaker in a definitive victory over Sami Zayn to become your new Intercontinental Champion. So, let me know what you think. Thanks.
BCP is brought to you by our favorite store, Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore, located in the Englishtown Flea Market in New Jersey from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays, and online at FunkensteinWrestlingSuperstore.com. Get your favorite wrestling merch, retro video games, Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, G.I. Joe, so much more. It's our favorite store. Thank you, Heather and Dan, for sponsoring the BCP. Also got to welcome back our sponsors, the No Gimmicks Podcast, the podcast that keeps it 100% real 100% of the time. Check out our guy Kelvin, only on the No Gimmicks Podcast. Wrestling All Day, All Night is the best wrestling discussion group on Facebook. We provide more of a community feel here and have wrestling fans introduce other fans to something they may not have seen before, such as old school wrestling, indie wrestling, Japanese wrestling, and so much more. We also strive to be a source of information regarding upcoming wrestler meet and greets and signings. And remember, we're open 24/7, all day, all night. Be sure to follow on socials and join the group on Facebook at Wrestling All Day, All Night. Welcome back our sponsors, Sweet Chin Musings. Sweet Chin Musings is the creation of the reigning, rarely defending, highly disputed champion of wrestling podcast, Mr. Perfect, Mike Mueller, and his tag team partner in crime, Luke Kudialis. SCM focuses on the in-ring product of WWE and AEW, no dirt sheet rumors here, as well as backstage news, predictions, and analysis of characters, storylines, and major pay-per-views. Old school fans, don't worry, we have you covered as well, with a look back on classic matches, top 10 lists, and interactive tournaments that let the fans decide who is truly the best of all time. You can find them at Facebook at Sweet Chin Musings, and check out the podcast on all major podcast platforms. Please welcome back our sponsors on the BCP Plus and the podcast, GPW Productions. GPW provides your promotion or event with top-tier video, audio production, live streaming, and more. I can personally vouch for them in saying they are hands down the best production company I've ever worked with, as they have and continue to work with the likes of AEW, GCW, StarCast, MLW, not to mention the majority of the local independent promotions here in the tri-state area. They can even help you film a vignette or promo for your persona or gimmick. And guess what? GPW doesn't just work in wrestling. No, they cover MMA, boxing, basketball, or any other sporting event as well. On a personal note, I'd like to thank Mike Sesko, Frank León, Oneil Andrews, and the team for giving me multiple opportunities to work with them and some of the best talent in the world. Thank you, GPW, and guys, book GPW for your promotion or event today at contact@gpwproductions.com. Please welcome back one of our favorite podcast sponsors, Key Nation, featuring our very own BCP and BCP Plus contributor, Mr. Wayne Keener. Make sure to follow Key Nation on TikTok and Instagram for great puns, memes, dad jokes, and random ridiculous content. Thank you, Wayne, for sponsoring the BCP. Don't forget to check out one of our newest sponsors here on the BCP, Chop City Wrestling. Chop City Wrestling is where our pal Ryan Steniford takes chops from wrestlers and donates $20 to Connor's Cure for every chop he takes. Follow his adventures on his YouTube channel for all those chops and some great pro wrestling content, all for a good cause. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and thank you, Ryan, for sponsoring the BCP. Please welcome in our new podcast sponsor, From the Left Side. From the Left Side has all of your wrestling and sports news. Check out From the Left Side at facebook.com/From the Left Side with On Air E, and be sure to hit that follow button. Thank you, From the Left Side. Please welcome back one of our favorite sponsors, Mania Club. Established in 2015, Mania Club is a WWE recognized community for fans with an eclectic love for both the world of professional wrestling and raising money for Connor's Cure. During WrestleMania weekend, we host the official tailgate of WrestleMania while also celebrating the life of Conor McCallum. They are the single largest donor within the V Foundation for Connor's Cure, with over $150,000 raised. Please donate and join the Facebook group over at Mania Club on Facebook. Donate at jimmyv.org/Mania Club. Please welcome back our returning sponsor for the year of 2024, Bree Combination Wrestling, celebrating their 7-year anniversary on Sunday, June 9th, 2024, at 106 Bergen Ave, Ridgefield Park, the Mecca here in New Jersey. Doors 4 p.m., bell 5 p.m. Get your tickets now at anni7.eventbrite.com. Guys, please welcome in our new pod sponsor for the months of May and June, J. Adam Photography. Jay provides quality, artistic, innovative photography with a quick turnaround time. Be sure to check out his latest ISPW wrestling pics and much more stellar content. Right now, wrestlers can do a special portrait shoot with Jay in Sparta, New Jersey for just $50. Contact Jay at Jay Vogel on Facebook and be sure to follow him across socials. Thank you, Jay, for sponsoring the BCP. Guys, let's welcome in our new pod sponsor, Cooper Groove Grips. When you play Cooper Groove drumsticks, you get increased sensory feedback from your hands, so your grip will naturally loosen, but you have complete control. With that taking place, you don't have fatigue and soreness, which can lead to long-term issues. Guys, as a drummer, Cooper Groove is my drumstick of choice. Sweaty hands aren't a problem. Grip is good. Don't forget to check out their amazing Cooper Groove bats coming out soon. Guys, follow at Cooper Groove Grips on Facebook. Please welcome in our new sponsor, Bell to Bell Live Women's Pro Wrestling. Bell to Bell presents Liberty Bell, Saturday, July 20th at the world-famous Monster Factory in Paulsboro, New Jersey. Get your tickets now. Check out more great women's pro wrestling action at belltobell.com. Guys, please welcome in our new podcast sponsors, ISPW Weekly, where we dive deep into the world of ISPW, the crossroads of professional wrestling. Join Jumpin' Jay and Total with Tom every week as they interview the stars of the ring, uncover their stories, rivalries, and the electrifying action that defines ISPW. Be sure to check out ISPW Weekly on the ISPW